Hi everybody, Jo here. Thanks so much for popping in again. As always, lovely to spend time with you. Now, I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got a bit of a thing about the two new stamps, the gorgeous bumblebees, Bumble and Hum. And I think every so often, I mean, we are spoilt, we have such fabulous designs, but every so often there's just a stamp or a couple of stamps that you really can't stop using. Well, I have to confess, these are mine, so I do apologise. But the detail, I just love them. And as I've told you, I have a thing, I love gardening. So the idea for this card really came about. We went camping in France when the boys were little, and they have in between the campsites to sort of border each pitch. They have lavender hedges, and they are just full of gorgeous bees buzzing around. So I've used our lovely lavender stamp and Bumble and Hum. I've decorated my envelope as well, look. Again, permanent ink and Posca, because when it dries, obviously it's acrylic paint inside, so that's permanent as well. And just a little touch. These, I think, stamps are gorgeous if you want to put a little stamp on the back of your envelope. And I've added a little bit of our sparkly Posca as well. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up. But it's this shape I love. And so I thought I'd give you a little tutorial on how I did this. So I hope you're going to join me today. If not, maybe have a go on catch up. But I really love spending time crafting with you. Multifarious card, and it's 5.5 inches square. And what I've done is I've got my Lavinia low tack tape. And I'm going to go all the way around all four sides. I'm only going to do 2. I've got one prepared ready. And then what you do, you go all the way around. And then for me, I went for 3 centimetres. And I just marked with a pencil on the tape 3 centimetres either side of the corner. Now, I know some of you like inches, so it's sort of 1¼ inches. But what I like about this measurement is that I then take my low tack tape and go across from one pencil point to the other. And what I like, if I can just show you, it actually covers the full corner up. Look. So you're not going to get ink there. So it was 3.5 centimetres. No, was it 3 centimetres? You see, I'm fooling myself, because I know you're going to ask me. So it's 3 centimetres or 1¼ inches. But again, if you know, depending what size card you're using, and all you're going to do is do that all the way around. So as you can see here, I've marked and I've just gone with my tape, and this gives me this fabulous shape. So we'll start with our stamping. We have this little recipe, don't we? Stamping first. And what I'm going to do is stamp the lovely lavender. And the colour I've chosen for this is, it's in the VersaFine Claire, and it's the Lilac Bloom. I sort of couldn't decide, do I go for blues? Do I go for, well, lavender colours? Anyway, in the end, that's the colour I've gone for. And I'm just going to do some 1st and 2nd generation, just so I've got a nice little clump sort of here at the front. And that just gives me a lovely area to bring in Bumble and Hum. And I'm going to use black for these, and we'll have one. And I love the fact that they're facing opposite sides. So I'm just going to have to give this one a wipe, just with my Inky Binky, because when I take it off, I just don't want to get black ink on my fingers, because you know what will happen? I'll end up getting black ink on the white bit of my card. And this is the larger of the two, so he's going to come in this side. There we go. And the sentiment, we have got lovely words with these. And the bumble words are just be, bumble on and be yourself. But I want this card for a specific friend. So I'm just going to use one from the Heartfelt Verses. And this is the one that says just for you. So I'm going to pop that. But this would be a great birthday card. You know, if you've got a friend that is a beekeeper, how wonderful would that be? No pun intended. So I'm going to give that a blot. Again, VersaFine Claire. Try and get in the habit of blotting. Slower drying ink. So I know I say it every time, but honestly, it's worth blotting. You don't want to smudge those bees because they're fabulous. Now it's time for that colour. So we've done our stamping, and the two colours we're going to use in the elements is Sundance and Sahara. So we'll come in first with Sundance, and I'm using my number 7 brush for this. Beautiful bright yellow this. And I'm just going to come in from the edge. And the reason I've gone for number 7 brush, I know you're going to ask me, the number 9 I just felt was a bit large, because what I want to try and do, I love the way we can almost direction these brushes. And I want to make sure I go all the way around the edge, but round the bees. I want to leave it a sort of whitish area, just to make Bumble and Hum stand out a bit more. And so for me, the larger brush, I didn't think that would be as easy achievable. And I like things that are easily achievable. Well, you know, why make life difficult for yourself? But can you see if I bring it closer, that lovely white area? Now that's enough with the yellow. So swap over now to the Sahara. And this is lovely because it's that bit darker, and again down in size, so it's a number 3 brush now, because we'll get a more concentration of the colour. And I'm just very quickly going to whiz round the outside. Oh dear, can you see? I didn't dab off on my lid there, so that's a bit too thick, but don't worry, we'll add some stencil work on top of that. Nobody will ever know. Note to self, you tell everybody to dab it off on the lid and you didn't. So now we'll come in the stencil, and it's got to be honeycomb, hasn't it? So we'll pop the honeycomb on, and the beauty of it is I can see through the honeycomb. So there, where I went in a bit deep, I'm going to add quite a lot of ink, look, and see, oh yeah, we can get away with that. Shh, nobody will ever know, please. You won't tell them, will you? So that's a little tip for you, if you do like I've done and come in too deep. So I'm going to go all the way around. But all the time I can lift and check, look. So we need a bit down here. And I'm sort of going lighter in the middle, so when I ink up, I'm being mindful to go around the edge. And just some between the flowers here. And maybe just a little bit in the middle. So let's have a look how we're doing. Oh, that's nice. I just want it a bit darker here. You can't really see any stenciling through there. And it would be nice if you could. And again, just spend your time building it up. There's no rush. Now, because I made that bit of a mistake there when it was too dark, just want to darken it over here a bit. Because if I've just got one area that's too dark, it almost looks like it was my mistake. But if I have a couple of areas, and I'm going to do another one down in this corner, look, so that bit's a bit darker, that bit's darker, that bit's darker. We'll do one down here in this corner, and then that way it becomes part of the design, so it's less obvious. And as I say, shh, if you don't tell anybody, then our secret is safe. Right, I'm going to stop there. So, like I say, it just gets away. Now, the stencil, I'm going to leave that, spritz it, and pop it in my journal. And then I've got a lovely background. And I can stamp these bees on it, and they'll be lovely in my journal. Now, let's add some colour. And the pencils I'm coming in with, and it's the aquarelle colouring pencils, watercolour pencils. My favourite 3 colours for Bumble and Hum, 3, 5 and 15. So 15, I'm just going to a little bit on the wing and round the eye. Little bit on the wing and round the eye. And I must get my piece of kitchen roll just to lean on. And then with the orange, I'm just coming in at the base just want to add a bit of almost depth and give the bodies a bit of shape. And then with the yellow, come into the orange, and it'll just start that lovely blending process. Now I'm going to wink of colour these, you know I love that, but you could, if you wanted, just leave them with the pencils. Now look at that, I think they look fabulous just with the pencils, but we'll come in with the lovely clear wink of Stella. I'm just going to check, yeah, it's nice and clean. And I'm just going to drag that blue colour into that wing. So we've got sparkly wings, and then it's not quite as dark, that blue. And that's why I only put it at the base, so I can drag the colour to the edges, look. A little bit round the eyes. And then again, clean the blue off. And then we'll start with the yellow and blend into that orange. And the same over here on the yellow. Just drag that orange up a little bit. Just give Bumble and Hum a bit more shape. And again, just clean my brush. Yeah, so that's back to clear. And I just think, how lovely is that? Let me just see, honestly, I just adore this. It's a very simple, but I think effective card. Now, what I will do, just with my white Posca, I just want to catch those tips there in the eyes. Maybe just add a little bit of shape. Yeah, right, stop there, stop faffing. But what I do want to do is add some yellow sparkle. Now, we've got lavender. If you want to do the same colour with your Posca, I did think white would show up, but I love the yellow sparkle, as you know. So it's your choice. I mean, it might be you want to miss this bit off. Again, hit the sweet spot, that bit there. Direct it, look, hold it close. Your Posca pen just close. We've given it a nice shape, and we can direct it exactly where we want it. We're not going to get it all over the place. I love teaching this at workshops and seeing if we can actually get it on our own work and not on our neighbours. Right. And then all I'm going to do now is a little heat with the heat tool. Doesn't really need it, but it'll do two things. It'll just help dry that Posca before I take the low tack tape off. But also, I mean, Lavinia low tack tape is fabulous. It comes off, peels off like butter off a knife. But if you're worried and you've had a, bad experience with it, the heat tool just helps to melt that glue. So look, it will come off, just peel off. In fact, the whole lot wants to peel off, look. And I just think this is like magic. It's like the reveal moment. It's like the first time you do embossing. Do you remember that? Still, it's magic. And there, you've got such a beautiful, as I say, how quick and simple was that? Now, if you wanted to leave your design off, you could always put your, not your design, your sentiment, sorry. You could always pop a sentiment here. So you could put maybe one of our lovely words there from our sticker sentiments, and then add a sentiment. Or just a thought, if I wanted this for a birthday, I could put the birthday wishes down here, couldn't I? And just to show you, I've just got a little piece of yellow card. Again, look how that pops. So if I bring in the finished one, and like I say, remember, just pop that little bee on the back, look. You could even stamp one of your lovely Bumble words. And we've got the envelope. But you know what? I'm really happy with that. I've loved making that. And also I could see that being batch card. You could batch card make that, But also if you do make honey, what about making tags to go on your jars of honey? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Or little gift cards that when you sell your honey, you could put a little gift card with it. Or if you're going to give somebody some honey, it's got really good health remedies and things, hasn't it? It's very good for you. Anyway, thank you for joining me. As always, lovely spending time with you. I hope you have a go at this design. And if you haven't got your bees yet, I hope they're humming their way over to you as we speak. We all need more bumblebees in our lives, don't we? As always, Thanks for all your messages and your support and your friendship. You take care, everybody. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.